Thanks, Anush. That was a great presentation. We'll take all questions at the end of the session. And now I would like to welcome Dr. Dilip Kulkarni from Jain Irrigation. He's President, Agri-Food Division of Jain Irrigation Systems. He's involved in identification and development of new agri-based projects, sustainable agriculture for smallholders, and technical support to the Agri-Food Division of the organization. He has experience across several countries and has developed technologies for about 15 agro-industrial products and received several national and international awards. Would you, Dr.
Friends, it's good to have this session just before lunch, and I'm sure that it will not be too long. You know that how much water was created when Earth was born? No single 1 milliliters of water has been created newly after that. So whatever water was created, the same water is existing today. It is only that it is changing forms and places. From that point of view, I think we have to think how we use, reuse, reduce and recycle the water. I think that is very important. Water is not just connected with drinking or use for a specific purpose, but it is also linked to food security. And so I will link water use with food security and also energy security. I think this is the main topic of my discussion today. Now, what is the role of agri-businesses or businesses as such in achieving the sustainability and food security? They have a new role to play. All businesses can be sustainable and they can lead to food security and they can become the change agents. I think they have a role to play. And from that point of view, I would like to present a case study which Jain Irrigation has been doing. So a business has to be socially oriented, environmentally conscious, and can turn every possible business opportunity into a change agent to minimize the impact of climate change and sustainable development to solve food security. Now this concept is very, very important from the point of view of what you call the perspectives in innovation, particularly two areas which can tackle the sustainability issues related to water and food security. Out of the total water which India receives through rain, is only 25% remains in the storage. Almost 75% is either surface or now goes to the sea or evaporates. And out of this 25% water, I am just giving approximate figures. It may vary to some extent, maybe 5-10% here and there. But out of this 25% water which is available, 82% water is used in agriculture. About 10 to 12% for industrial and remaining for drinking water. So agriculture is the largest user of water. The stored water, either it is in dams or in aquifers, in wells or bore wells or open duct wells or farm ponds or wherever the water is stored, 82% is used in agriculture. So can you imagine if we save water in agriculture, at least 5% or 10%, you can imagine how much water will be available for drinking and for industrial and other uses. So I think the focus has to be there on how to reduce water in agriculture. To use less water and produce more, and I think this is where the irrigation technology comes in. Again, India is a country of small farmers. 82% of the farmers are having land less than 2 hectares in India. And all these lands, almost 60% on an average in India is rain-fed agriculture. It's only 40% which is under irrigation. And in spite of all this, we are almost top in the irrigation agriculture in the world. So this is another story of India. Now this, if you take the case state-wise like Maharashtra for that example, the maximum potential is 26% irrigation possible, out of which only 16 to 17% has been achieved as irrigated land. And out of this 16 to 17% is not again every year available. Like this year, the water is available only for about 10 to 12% of the land. So, rest of all land is rain-fed agriculture. So from that point of view, saving water in agriculture becomes very, very important. And like Nadir said in his poem in the morning, that drip irrigation or water saving devices play very much role. You can save 50% water, and you can imagine how much water can be saved. Now we take the case of crop like paddy. As soon as we think of paddy cultivation, we think stagnated water and paddy is grown in stagnated water. Actually, there is no need of so much water for a paddy crop. Mostly the stagnated water is used to control the weeds and not for, nourishing the plant. So we have done a lot of experiments and we have seen that it is possible to use drip irrigation in paddy, where we can reduce 60% water and still increase 30% productivity. And this has been proved. So I am just giving an extreme example of paddy crop, but it can also be used for water gusting plants like sugarcane, where a lot of water is used. In Maharashtra, 80% of the water which is available is used by 3% area where the sugarcane is grown. And it's only 20% water is used for either vegetables, fruits, or other crops like cotton and other crops. So it becomes a criminal waste of using water so much in agriculture for certain crops. And if we save water, it is a big, big saving for use in drinking water and also for industrial and other uses. Out of the total agricultural land which is under irrigation in the country today, only less than 2% land is under micro irrigation, either drip or 98%, more than 98% of the land which is irrigated is by flood irrigation. So can you imagine how much of water we are wasting? Huge amount of water is wasted. And this water is not just alone water. We use a lot of energy in it. So there is a nexus between water and energy, because you require energy to lift the water, to bring it to a point of utilization. And from that point of view, many times even if water is available, it cannot be used for the purpose that there is no electricity available. If you take the case of Maharashtra itself and many other states, particularly in Andhra, Karnataka, there is so much of power cut that there is no electricity available in daytime. It is only provided to villages in the night time. So farmers have to go into the fields in the night time to irrigate their lands. It is a huge waste. When you are using a flood irrigation system, when you start irrigating your land, you start irrigating from one corner and then you have to wait till the water goes to another corner. So the period of irrigation is very large. Whereas if you use micro irrigation system, at one go, in all the places, you can irrigate the land in a very short period of time and save the energy. Again, wherever there is no energy, even if water is there, you cannot use it. And that is why use of unconventional sources like solar pumps is very, very important. The cost doesn't permit today, but the cost is coming down, and I think in a few years to come, it will be very competitive. In some states, the free electricity is given for the farmers to use for pumping water. And even if there is no need, lot of water is pumped in, because there is a wrong notion in farmers' mind that more water is better crop. And that is why a lot of flood irrigation is given, because the electricity is free in some of the states. Now if you take the case like Punjab and Haryana, and also parts of UP and Bihar, where plenty of water is available, farmers have been using flood irrigation. They think that there is no need of any micro irrigation system required. In Punjab, Haryana, you know the story that how much water is used through bore wells. And now the water tables have gone below 300. And a lot of soils have become saline because of use of flood irrigation. Same story is there in our Kolhapur area, where a lot of sugarcane cultivation is done under flood irrigation. So there is a lot of what you call mismatch between energy, water and agriculture. And I think that has to be balanced. And this is to be achieved in a very short period of time, and it is not difficult to achieve. Another very important aspect is, when we have this precious water available and when we use irrigation technology, the cropping pattern becomes very important. If you take the watersheds in India which have been developed, the watersheds were given, the technology was implemented and water resource was created. But if you study the economic transformation which has taken place in these watersheds, you will find that because no cropping pattern has been given, there is no real economic transformation which has happened. So for given agroclimatic zone and a watershed, a cropping pattern has to be given to the farmer along with its agronomy, and in order to achieve complete potential of that crop, then only I think it is possible to have food security. So providing only irrigation system or water is not enough. The farmer should know how to use it, where to use it, when to use it, and for what crop. So it has to go along with a lot of advocacy and training and knowledge input to the farmer. So unless we give knowledge input to the farmer about how to use water and water saving devices, I think the success will not be achieved. So training is very important, and also the use of biotechnology for achieving the full potential of it. So in order to have sustainability in agriculture, of course water, energy and food nexus is very important, but it is associated also with the poverty alleviation, because as I said, most of the farmers, those who are small farmers, rain-fed farmers, they are very poor. They are the people who are producing food, but they are in below poverty line. So for them, we have to give a technology, a knowledge input, the technological intervention in agriculture such a way that productivity increases. I think productivity has to be linked to poverty alleviation. Unless productivity is increased, it is not possible to have a economic sustainability in the rural area. So I think that is the main object of our what you call the case study of Jain irrigation. Now land security, land is shrinking day by day, and that is why your technology has to be such that you produce more from less, whether it is land or less water or less resources. So the technologies have to come forward. Then water security, as I have already told, energy security, you have to save energy, and biodiversity conservation. These are the 4 pillars of sustainability in agriculture. And what are the solutions which we have been prescribing? Vertical cultivation. Produce more from less of a land. Go for vertical, like greenhouses, hydroponics, or maybe in future tower cultivation like in Japan they have started. Climate independent cultivation. You have been seeing a lot of damages due to climate. Either it is flood or hailstorms or droughts or various kinds of natural calamities, and crop is lost. One single hailstorm can kill a lot of crops, like it has happened recently last month in Jalgaon area, where a lot of banana plants were just crushed by the hailstorm of 1 hour, and thousands of acres of banana cultivation was lost. So such kind of natural calamities are there, and so we have to have a cultivation system which is climate independent, like in greenhouse cultivation, particularly for high value crops. Then I have already told you of the use of microirrigation. Then integrated pest and disease management and integrated nutrition management. Irrigation systems can also work for giving fertigation or fertilizers. This is the best way, because the nutrients directly go at the site of the root, and maximum nutrient efficiency will be there because of the use of drip irrigation. Recently, Sharad Pawar said last week only that there is a time now, the time has come that all irrigated agriculture must be mandatorily on micro irrigation system, so that we save water. And we can also save fertilizer, we can also save energy, and there is no free water for the weeds to grow in the field. So there are several advantages. Application of biotechnology is very, very important, not only for GMO crop, but the producing crops which are disease free, which are drought resistant, maybe salinity resistant. So there are a lot of applications of biotechnology in agriculture which can solve food security problems. Energy efficient agriculture and food processing. A lot of energy is used. Today, almost 38% of India's diesel is used for lifting water in agricultural pumps, particularly in northern belt of India, like UP, Bihar and Punjab. Diesel pumps are operating. In UP alone, there are more than 100,000 pumps which run every given time on diesel. So you can imagine how much of energy is being lost, particularly non-renewable kind of energy which is being lost. Now, the agriculture, when there is a productivity increase, one has to have a market linkage. Unless and until there is market linkage, the farmers will not get better money. Whenever there is a production, doubling of production, the prices fall because of the arrival of the commodity in the market, in local market. And that's why a market solution has to be given either through market linkages or through product processing industries. Now technologies have to be smallholder compatible. This is very important because India is a country of small farmers. So this will achieve the challenges in future. Food security is linked with nutrition security and is linked with health security. Of course, water has been talked in the morning, but this balanced food for the farming community is very important. The farmer who produces milk or banana or grapes, he never eats himself. He is only ready to sell it. So from that point of view, his own balanced nutrition is also very important. The new challenges are science and technology needs for sustainable agriculture, particularly for the climate change mitigation. I think development of drought-resistant varieties and high-temperature tolerant varieties are very important. If the Punjab-Haryana temperature goes 1 degree centigrade higher, there is reduction of almost 25% in the yield of wheat and rice. So from that point of view, we will have to develop varieties which are temperature resistant. We have a lot of genetic resource. India is having a lot of biodiversity of the crops, and we have to identify genetic potential of some of the crops which have been lost over a period of time, and we have to identify them. This is the corporate philosophy of Jain Irrigation. I am just about to end the presentation. Leave this world better than you found it. This was coined in early 70s, when people were not aware of sustainability in agriculture or in environment. So the company's philosophy is that we should conserve but also improve. And this is the model. Give agri-high-tech inputs to the farmer, which are water saving, which are nutrient saving, which are energy saving, through R&D, through training and extension, through turnkey projects, and make him increase its productivity. And when the productivity is increased, give him market solutions through buyback, contract farming and processing, so that a complete value chain, end-to-end solution is given to the farmer. Simply giving one solution is not enough. I think complete value chain solution has to be provided to the farmers. And this is very important. These are some of the high-tech technologies Jain Irrigation is giving: integrated watershed developments, water source development, water supply networks, micro-irrigation systems, biofertilizers, tissue culture plants, greenhouses and shade houses, farm level safety and traceability, hybrid seeds and planting materials, and renewable energy like solar pumps, which we have recently introduced in the market. Thank you very much. I think agriculture